Flack math! Give me some math and I'll give you some flack. Flack math!
Okay, all we're gonna do is, you remember when we did plug and chug, we plugged in numbers for letters and then evaluated them, worked them out. We're doing the same thing except with positive and negative numbers. So it gets a little bit tricky with negative numbers because remember, especially when you're trying to subtract negative numbers, it just gets messy. So let's just start with an example. X minus XY minus Y. So you have to keep your positive and negative rules straight. You also have to keep in mind order of operations, okay? So in here, what are you gonna do first? Once you have your X and Y values, what are you gonna do first? Adeline?
Multiplication.
Yeah, multiplication. So let's see what our X and Y's are. X equals -2, Y equals -3. Okay, now, can you try to do this in your head? It's a little tricky in your head, isn't it? So let's write it out. Now here's what I would always suggest. Whenever you're plugging in a negative number, don't just put the number. Put it in parentheses. So those parentheses kind of protect that negative sign a little bit. So I'm going to go -2 minus parentheses -2 parentheses -3 minus -3. Okay, does that feel okay so far? All right, what are you going to do first? What? Multiply and divide? Yep, so right here, right? So that's what is -2 times -3? +6. Don't forget, when you add two negatives, it stays negative. But when you multiply two negatives, it turns to positive. So now we have this, -2 minus 6 minus -3. What do you want to do next? Grace?
You're gonna do the
Chicken scratch?
chicken scratch stuff.
Okay, so I'm just finding my subtraction. This is a negative sign. You can chicken scratch that if you want. You'll still end up with a -2. But over here, bok, 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 bok. Does everyone understand how this works? So remember, don't bok backwards. Always bok forwards. Okay?
Chickens can't go in reverse.
That's right. Have you ever seen a chicken bok
Yes,
backwards?
actually, I have.
Yeah, you have? What do they look like? That must be weird. Yeah. Well, that'd be a cool dance move, I guess. All right. So let's see. We got -2 added to a -6 added to a +3. Looks like an army of negatives is combining. So -8 plus 3. What's -8 plus 3?
Wait. Oh, you wrote it.
Oh, I thought you did -5 squeaks.
No. What would that sound like?
You're like, ooh, I can't do your voice. I don't know. All right, let's try another one. Well, I guess. The rest isn't really substituting for variables. It's just like chicken scratching and stuff.
Bok, bok.
Let me just skip to example 3 and then we'll move on to 92. This is what example 3 says. Can you do that one?
I bet it could, but I don't want it.
Honesty.
What is that?
Are you listening? Are you listening? Who's listening?
Is it 0?
Let's see. What did anyone get a different answer? What'd you get?
16.
16. What'd you get?
-4.
-4. We're all
0.
over the place, aren't we? Are you just guessing?
No. I'm
21.
Okay.
being smart.
So we're gonna do those multiplication problems first, right? I mean, duh, right?
Yeah.
So this I'm not gonna touch. -2 plus what's 3 times -2?
-6.
-6. Good job raising your hand. Minus what's 2 times 4?
+8.
+8. Okay, now what? What? They will fight. Actually, nobody's gonna fight. You know why?
Because they're both the same amount of numbers.
They're all negatives. So one big.
Oh, I forgot to chicken scratch, that's right. I just did.
So you get that.
-16.
So -8 plus another -8 is -16. So, guys, how do you feel about subtraction? Subtraction is,
Sometimes breaks my brain.
it does. Didn't we talk about this?
Dumb.
Subtraction is dumb. Okay, so change subtraction. Get rid of it, especially when you're dealing with negative numbers. It is confusing as poo. I guess poo is not that confusing. Well, sometimes it is. Depends on what you eat. Am I talking about this on the internet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
All right, that's it for 91. Let's move on to 92. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. He was bored.
Lord.
Okay. Ooh, I almost did the wrong lesson there.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can I go to the restroom?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to talk about percent increase and decrease. This is confusing, even though it sounds okay, but people usually forget the last step in percent increase and decrease. So if I'm 200 pounds and I had a 10% weight increase in my weight, what would I weigh now?
220.
Okay, so 220 pounds, not and 20, but yeah, that's just rubbing it in that I gained 20 pounds. So you just have to say 220 pounds.
Come on.
Okay, what if it was a 10% decrease in my weight? Yep, 180. Okay, so there's 2 steps. Don't forget that 2-step. Don't just say 20 pounds. That is 10% of my weight, but a 10% increase is 100% plus the 10%. So technically, it's a 110% of my weight. So a 10% increase is a 110% of my weight. Okay? I'm going to stop talking about my weight. I'm getting a little self-conscious. Okay, so let's try an example. We've got, and there's I think a handy chart, but let's just try this without using the chart first. But I think you're going to like my chart. Example 1, population increased 15%. Okay, from the years 1980 to 1990. Okay, if population was 120,000 in 1980, what was the population in 1990? So this is just a really confusing way to just say, okay, 15% increase. Okay. So any tricks on how to do that quickly?
I have a question.
Yes.
Where is this?
Where is this?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's the rodent population in this field over here.
Wow. Okay.
A lot of rodents.
That's a snake sound.
Okay. What's the fast way to find 15% of something? You guys know that?
10%.
Addie?
I think I know. You would multiply the population by 15%.
Yeah, or 0.15. Yep. 15% is 15 over 100. You could do that too. But 0.15. But do you guys know the shortcut on how to do that without a calculator, Grace?
10%.
10%?
And then 5%.
So 10% is taken off a 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
5% is just half of 10%. So if 10% is 12,000, half of that would be 6,000. So that's 18,000 is the increase. And then what do? So 15% of 120,000 is 18,000, right? Then add 120,000 plus 18,000 for a grand total of 138,000.
I just may add, it looks like it's 18,000 plus 120,000 plus 18,000. That's what it looks like.
Oh yeah, because it's like step 1, step 2. Okay. So there's another way to do this. When you don't know, tic-tac-toe. So here's the deal. Here's the percent increase and decrease chart. I'm not sure, we might have already talked about this, but you've got your column. Remember how you had a ratio column and then an actual number column? Well, now it's the same kind of thing. Instead of a ratio and a number, it's a percent and a number. Then you have an old percent. You have an old number. You have the change. And then you have the new. Okay, so the change is either you're increasing or decreasing. So in this case, what's always the same, what you always start with is 100%. You always start with 100%. Okay, now you're either going to add or subtract, but it's 15%. Now in this case, it is an increase, so I'm going to put plus 15. What's 100 plus 15?
115.
115. So that's the new percent. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, the percent signs under the percent column. Did you mean to? Like 100?
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's easier to see. Okay. Now, do we know anything else? We do know an old number. It's 120,000. Okay. And what are we trying to find? The population in 1990, the new population right here. So guess what? You could even ignore that. And then you could fish method this, and guess what you get? 138,000 right away. It's not 2 steps, it's just 1 step. If you fill out the table right, all you have to do is fish method and then do it in 1 step. Let's try another example. See if you can do it this way.
Like the tic-tac-toe way?
Yeah. So the price reduced,
Oh, on that?
30%. If the sale price, the new price, right? Sale price, which is the new one, was $24.50. What was the original price? Okay, first one to get this gets a free problem set.
I have plenty.
What's the problem?
Example 2, if the price reduced 30%, the sale price, the new price, after the 30% discount is $24.50. So what was the original price? And I'll warn you, if you start mathing right away, you're going to get it wrong. Think about it first. Nope. Tricked you. Oh, okay.
I was gonna say something and then I forgot it. Now I have to remember it.
Don't be too quick to math. Set it up right. Math is a wonderful thing.
Oh,
You guys-
no.
Have you guys seen School of Rock?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm gonna sing it, but you can't judge me, okay?
Okay.
So Jack Black is substituting, and the principal walks in, and he has a guitar in his hand. So he's like, "Oh, I usually teach by singing," and so he's like, "Okay, math. Math is a wonderful thing," and he goes like, 6 times 7 is," and the student says, 42. 42, and then he's like, "So get off your ass and do some math. That's funny.
Oh.
Just to reiterate, I said ATH. That's not camera. Not the other word. Not what you were thinking, baby.
And so my sister got this microphone that she really likes to put on echo mode, so it
Oh,
echoes
yeah.
whatever she says. And then I was telling them about how you like to say sometimes nope, like really loudly.
Do
And
I?
Oh yes. And she said
Yes, that's
maybe you
exciting.
could bring the microphone so it could echo more.
Nope. Yes, that would be satisfying. Yes.
I got my answer.
Okay, what do you get?
6350.
I think I might have an answer.
What's your answer?
Is it 8166?
Nope.
Wait, how did it get higher? It reduced.
Yeah, reduced.
With the original price.
The sale price, that is the sale, so it's gonna be higher than that.
Yeah.
You give up? Really?
Yep.
Brady.
What do you got?
Hey, at least I tried it.
Nope. Okay, so.
Do I get a
let's-
free problem set for trying it?
No,
I thought
but
I
you
get a
get my respect.
participation
You
trophy.
get my respect.
Participation.
Okay, guys, listen. Let's go back to my original example. If I weigh 180 pounds now and I lost 10% of my body weight,
You weigh
how much did I used to weigh?
108 pounds.
No, if
Wait.
I weigh 180 pounds,
What?
this is after I lost 10% of my body weight. So what did I used to weigh?
My brain
Um,
first went to 1,080 pounds.
You guys know? So if I weigh 180 pounds now, but this was after I lost 10% of my body weight, how much did I used to weigh?
Used to weigh
Wait. 200 pounds.
Okay, now you took 10% not of 180,
Oh.
which is what Addie did. She found 30% of 2450 and then added it. Okay, see how that doesn't work? It's 30% off the original price, not 30% added to the sale price.
Oh, so subtracted from the.
So Grace, you were on the right track. Let's do this. Guys, watch this. These are confusing problems, but if you do this, it's a lot easier. So remember, this is our percent. This is our dollar amount. It starts with 100. Here's the old. Here's the new. Here's the change. If you set it up like that, now we just have to fill in the blanks. Where's the 30 go?
No.
Brett took 100.
Right under. So we're subtracting 30. And then what's our new percentage after we subtract 30?
130.
Subtract 30.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I did that.
And then do we know the old price?
No.
No, this is our variable, right? And we don't know how much was taken off, but we do know the new price, the sale price. So what do?
I got that far, and I think I just messed up with my multiplication.
So. Oh,
Is that how far you got?
That's why I went
Yeah.
100 times.
I kind of messed it up though. I didn't subtract 30. I added 30,
Oh, yeah.
and
I went 2450 times 100 divided by 30.
Oh,
It should have been
okay.
divided by 7.
Yep. So, yeah, so that'll mess you up for sure. That would have been a 70% discount, which makes your number a lot more reasonable. Okay, so if you do this, guess what you get? Something real nice. You get $35. Okay, so do you see what happened with you? And that's what everyone does. That's what everyone does. They just take 30% of the new price and add it. Well, no, because 30% is 30% of the original price, which is a bigger price. So 30% of a bigger number is going to be bigger. Okay? All right, so that table works out nice because then it's just a fish method and you're home. Okay? Can you guys handle this?
Yeah.
All right then. That's all I got for today.
Flack math. Give me some math and I'll give you some flack. Flack math.